Hi, hello everyone. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for joining me today on my live. Today we are going to be talking about nutritious foods that diabetics can eat. So we're just going to do a quick little recap of some of the topics that I had talked about previously in my other lives. And that was how to properly break your fast. So between the hours of 7 a.m. all the way till 11 a.m., your body is doing the heaviest detoxification system. So it's important to fill your body with essential nutrients and minerals that it needs to, make that process a bit easier on your body. So that will be number one, drinking your water, at least a bottle, and work your way up to 2 bottles. And I don't know if you know some people in your life that when they wake up, they're like, wow, I'm super hungry. It's really not the hunger. What it is dehydration. Your body is dehydrated and thirsty from sleeping all night, throughout the night and not getting water. So you need to replenish your cells with water in the morning. So yes, that will be your bottle or two, work your way up to 2 bottles in the morning. Then getting a good nutrient filled tea. And that is a tea that I carry from mysticreturn.com called natural iron tea. That tea is amazing. It's filled with nutrients. Of course, it's good with iron. Iron is the basis of everything. We all need iron. Without iron, you can expect to get up to 40 diseases. So it's really important to get the proper amount of iron daily, the proper amount of micro and macronutrients, which the tea provides. And it's just the all around amazing teas. So once you're done with that tea, then you can move on to fruit, and that's going to give you your antioxidant. It's going to give you your fiber that you need throughout the day, and it's going to make you feel amazing. So those are my tips of how you can break your fast. Adults can do this, children can do this too as well. Of course, ask your parents. But yes, it's a very good and efficient way to do that. And I do it too. I do it all the time as well. In fact, today I had my water, my natural iron tea, and then I had me some pineapples. Pineapples are not alkaline. They're a bit on the acidic side. So, I have them here and there, but definitely not an everyday thing. But I'm going to be going over some really good fruits that you can have too as well. Okay, and then just a recap of intrinsic sugar and extrinsic sugar. This is very important to know if you have diabetes or not. It's just, a good tip to live by and follow. So intrinsic sugar is from foods that God made. Those are your fruits. Those are your veggies. That's intrinsic sugar. Your body can recognize that sugar that when it's placed in your body, and it can process it, right? Then you have extrinsic sugar, which is a sugar that's made from man. Those are your pastas, your chips, your white bread, white flour, cakes, cookies, Pop-Tarts, cereals, things like that. Things that are made by man that is basically a processed food. So you want to stay away from that, especially diabetics. What happens when you have diabetes is that you are eating an excess amount of processed sugar, even white rice too. So, you're eating an excess amount, and over time, the body can't really process that. So what ends up happening is the lining in the pancreas gets burnt out, basically. So that's kind of what happens when you do that. So it's best to stick with intrinsic sugars, which are your fruits and your veggies. So yes, so now I'm going to talk about some fruits that diabetics can actually eat. So I like to call them high water fruits. Those are your watermelons, your cantaloupes, your watermelon, cantaloupe, papaya, honeydew melon. Those are a lot of water is in them. So when you're eating them, it's going to help your body that way, eliminate toxins throughout your urine. And then we have berries. I personally love berries. I love blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and things like that. So, and you could also do cherries, which isn't a berry, but it has a seed in it, but it's very, very good for diabetics too as well. And then you want to do your seeded grapes if you can find them in their area. Here in California, I barely see seeded grapes. I don't even see them out here, but if you can find it in your area, that's great. And then you can do oranges, and I'm about to read you an alkaline food guide list that I give my clients, my coaching clients, or anyone who buys my tea. You do get the instructions and everything, and you also get a list of all the approved foods. But today, I don't want to take too much of your time, so we're just going to be talking about the fruits that are approved. So here we have apples, bananas, the smallest one, or Buro bananas. Buro bananas, they resemble regular bananas, but they are kind of fatter and shorter too as well. But those are the original bananas. So Buro bananas and baby bananas are the original bananas too. And you could also make fries with them. I do teach my clients how to do that too. They're delicious. And you know, the berries that I talked about, you got your cantaloupe, your cherries, dates, figs, grapes, but they have to be seeded because that's where, you know, the vitality lies, is when you have the seed in the fruit, how nature intended. Then you have your limes, your mangoes. I love mangoes. And then you have melons, orange, papayas, peaches, pears, plums, prickly pear, prunes, raisins, if they're seeded, soft jelly coconut, soursop, which is an amazing, amazing fruit. Typically I see them in Jamaica. So if you're in Jamaica, that's amazing that you can have that. Over here, we have to have things shipped, you know, to us. And then you have tamarind, which is very, very good too. It's very sweet as well. So yes, those are some fruits that you can consume if you're diabetic. If you're not diabetic, if you are an alkaline vegan, or if you're not, you can still consume that. They will have a lot of nutrients in them that can make you feel a lot better. So I have talked about a lot of things that you cannot eat as a diabetic, but if I'm going to talk about things that you can't eat, best believe I'm going to give you alternatives to the foods that I said that you can't eat. So we're going to be talking about white rice, and the alternative to white rice would be quinoa. Quinoa is a really, really good alternative. You can cook it just like how you cook rice. Honestly, it takes even a shorter amount of time. It takes about 15 minutes. When you cook rice, it takes about like 20, I believe 20, 25, 22 minutes. But yeah, quinoa, it takes less time to make. It's delicious. You can season it with your onion powder, add some herbs to it, and it will taste very, very well. Just use that as your rice replacement, and you can also use that as like an oatmeal replacement too as well. It's very, very good. Next, white flour. Yes, I told you to stay away from white flour, breads, and all that stuff, but I didn't say that you can't make it. You can make foods with a different type of flour, and we're going to be using spelt flour. I like to use spelt flour a lot. I personally use spelt flour. I use it just as how I would use regular white flour, and it makes the dishes taste very good. You can barely taste the difference in it, and you can bake with it, you can cook with it. If you want to use it as a batter to fry foods, you can do that too as well. And I like to add a bit of cinnamon as a sweetener too as well. Okay, so now we're gonna be talking about alternatives to chips. So alternatives to Lay's and all that stuff. A good alternative to that will be using nuts. So nuts are really, really good because they give you healthy fat that your brain and your cells and your muscles really need. And you do get that crunch as if you were eating a chip too as well. And you could add a little bit of sea salt if you want, but staying away from salt in general is good too as well. But if you really want that salty chippy, you can add some sea salt too, or just eat the nuts by itself. That would be your best that's my best tip to give you, is just eat it by itself. I like pistachios. You don't need any salt for that. I like cashews too as well. And walnuts. Walnuts are amazing for the brain. It's no coincidence that a walnut is actually shaped like a brain. So it's amazing for brain, it's amazing for cognitive memory, it's amazing for just your brain overall, to help it function as it should. And it's a good fatty nut too as well, not the bad fat, the good fat. So yes, walnuts is amazing to eat as a snack as well, to carry it into your bag if you're on the go. It's a great snack. It keeps you full and satisfied too as well. And I want to talk a little bit about the cookbook I had released last month. So this is my first book, my first ever cookbook. It's an ebook too, so all the better. You can save it to your phone, you can save it to your laptop, whichever device you prefer. So in that cookbook, you get 11 recipes. These are 11 salad recipes that you can make. I teach you how to make it step by step. I have replacements for ranch. Was a big ranch fan too as well. So I gave you a nice alkaline alternative for ranch too as well. And all these salads can be made into soups. All you would have to do is, sometimes when you eat a big salad and you have leftovers, instead of throwing that away and wasting it, what you can do is get a pot, add some water, add your salad in there, add some seasonings if it even needs any seasonings, and just bring it to a light boil or a light simmer, and that would make a delicious soup that you can also have for breakfast, because it's nutrients, it's vegetables, it's stuff that your body needs if you feel up to it. Or you can have your fruit, but you can either have a salad, a soup, or fruit for breakfast too as well. If you want something a little bit more to keep you even more full, or if you just want something more, you could add some nuts. So add your walnuts or your cashews or what have you. So yes. And I am accepting clients for my coaching. You will get a personalized meal plan, a personalized exercise plan or movement plan. I'll work with you where you are. And you will also get knowledge and benefits of different types of foods, how to mix them for better digestion, absorption, and for a higher mineral, content too as well. And of course, you get spiritual and herbal guidance via the teas that I sell on my site too as well. And yes, so that's really all I want to talk about. Check out my website, www.mysticreturn.com. If you have any questions, feel free to message me as well. You can message me on here. And yes, looking forward to talking to you all. Have a great day, and I'll put everything, my website, into the comments to the disclaimer and everything there. So yeah, have a great day. Thanks, guys.